what's going on? What's happening? And just when I start to get cocky, like I'm starting the show on time, several days in a row, I fuck it all up, and I'm way late on a Thursday. Yeah, okay. Yes, my fault, because I was just. You ever get in that you're just kind of like dilly-dallying, and you're kind of like in a good mood, and you're, I don't know, I just little putsy today. Get your mom and dad used to scream at you about that. Come on, quit putzing around. That's what a mom and dad would say. Quit putzing around. Let's go get it in gear. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. A little slow today. And then I had a tech issue. I don't know. How can something like an iPad with no moving parts, okay? This is real simple. It's kind of boring too, but just this is my complaint. The device, look at it. You can see it right here. It's just a simple soundboard. Everybody knows what these are. It's got all various, things that I use. And so on a day like today, I've got a few audio clips that I want to play for you. So, on my computer, I've got the audio ready to go, and then I take it from there, these little MP3s, and I send it to Dropbox, okay? It's a file. It's like you can share shit on there. It's a cloud-based service. Dropbox talks to the iPad. Every so often, the iPad doesn't want to talk to the Dropbox. And actually goes, and there's like a little setting. You just click it, and then it illuminates green. Now we're talking. Now we're friends. So then you got to go, and I forget how to do it every time, go into the inner workings of this thing and just clicky so it's not gray and turns it green and all of that. And so for like 6, 7, 8 minutes, I'm like fucking around with the thing, getting frustrated. I'm getting more and more annoyed. Blood pressure's going up. Oh God. It's like 30 degrees in this room, and then I start sweating because I can just picture all the Zaniacs tapping their toe, like, where are you? Come on, asshole. Let's go. Let's get it in gear. Okay, let's bring it in. Let's start this. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is made possible today by F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. Online at f45training.com. Go there, sign up for 1 week free, and then off you go. And then you start working, okay? Occasionally you get to a point in your life when you're like, man, I know it. I know I got to exercise, and I don't know the first thing to do. Some people just love it when a person grabs you by the hand and says, this is how you do it. So that you got to do the work. But if you don't have the knowledge, it's sometimes it can be a little bit more of a challenge. So take the thinking out of it and just talk to the pros at F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. Okay, it's right where the family fair is. It's an awesome place. They've got tons of people that have just been signing up left and right that love the workouts at F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. Again, 1 week free, f45training.com/Byron Center. Again, congrats to Mario, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, where it's no longer just the Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. First of all, you got 2 offices in Muskegon. You got the office in Grand Rapids. They're working on another one in Florida, of all places. Apparently, a little working vacation, perhaps. And then they just secured the naming rights for the new convention center in Muskegon, which is attached to Mercy Health Arena, formerly L.C. Walker Arena. Okay. So that is the Van Dyke Mortgage Convention Center in Muskegon, Michigan. Congrats to you on getting that. All right. What this means is a lot of people have been banging on Mario's door saying, hey, I want you for the mortgage. Oh, hold on a second. O'Neill, is that stuff in the way on the chair? Hold on. I got to get O'Neill's chair ready. He's got a bunch of shit on it. Not actual shit. Sorry, buddy. There's like a chair off camera, and he walked up to the chair, and I had set a bunch of things on it that are gonna mess him up. So he walks up to it and he looks at it like, "Oh, where's my chair?" And he looks at me like, "Can you help me, please?" All right, back to Mario. So bang on Mario's door if you need a mortgage, for God's sake. NMLS number 3035. He can get you a mortgage no matter where you are in the United States. And if you're thinking about looking for a home in Rapid City, South Dakota, call Mario. Ask about how the process of it doesn't mean you're committed. It just, pick his brain. Talk to the guy. Absolutely, he wants you to run out every ground ball, see what's right for you. But more often than not, Mario is going to win the business because of his wonderful nature. Call up Mario today at 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. All right. It's the 4th of March, 2021. This show comes to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now. Hey, this is Blue State Rob. Hey, this is Blue State Rob.
Hey, this is Blue State Rob, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a show hosted by a liberal Republican whose ancestry dates back to the small country of Armenia and fueled by bouts of anxiety and adult attention hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. It's not the best, but still better than radio. Anyway, here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it, buddy. That is Jimmy from Portland, Maine. I think that's called Stop, Look, and Listen. Jimmy's pretty damn good. Yeah. That's called Stop, Look, and Listen from Jimmy in Portland, Maine, who's been featured many times playing Bet on Ben. He usually is, well, at least he was the last time he played the game stoned. Oh. So, all right. Welcome in. Thank you. And welcome to a Thursday, March 4th edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Several ways you can get this show on a late start today. Again, apologies for that. Facebook, the live stream, Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Please share it. Please like it. That helps. That is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Blue Frost IT brings you the Twitter video on Periscope. If you could retweet it with a snarky, nasty-ass comment. Some of you did it the first few times, and now you're like, I'm bored with this. Screw him. And on YouTube, search Eric Zane Show on YouTube. And that is brought to you by F45 and Byron Center. If you could, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you know when I go live. And then the thumbs up, and you're good to go. And as always, the show is downloadable wherever you download audio podcasts. That is what I did to start this show some time ago. And that was all I did. And, boy, I can't even imagine not having it all happen on the live stream. It's just been so many. There's been such a learning curve to doing the podcast. There was a time when I started this, which, by the way, I've been at this for 2 years and 2 months, almost to the day. And so we're starting to sniff around. Okay, it was 2 years, 8 months-ish, a little under. Wait a minute. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. It was just under 2 years, 9 months that I did radio on BBL. So here we are, 2 years, 2 months at this. So we're starting to get to a point where it's like, hey, we might actually outdistance ourselves from doing this podcast from when I was on the radio. That's a friggin' miracle. Who knew that? I had no idea that it would last, take hold the way it has, and frankly, no indicators whatsoever that it's slowing down. Thank you very much. What the hell was I talking about? Oh God. Oh, there was a time when I would do the podcast in like the afternoon, and it was just weird. I don't know, and that was kind of like I think it was Rick from TC Paintball who convinced me to do it in the morning. And then there was I used to just like do like 25 minutes. I was like, 25 minutes. I'm like, God, I can't imagine that. I mean, that's just stupid. Of course, when I started the damn thing, it was just me. And I think I had one sponsor. The very first sponsor of the show was Back Alley Comedy Club. I think Back Alley Comedy Club was the first on this current incarnation of the podcast. And then right after that, Rick from TC Paintball, which, again, I want to stress this. We're getting a quick turnaround. We just had paintball this past Sunday. We're doing it again March 21. Paintball War number 13. We don't yet have a name. Maybe that's what we'll stick with, because normally there's a name to every one of our paintball adventures. But Paintball War 13 happens the 21st of March. It's a Sunday. 5 p.m. start again, just like this last one. So round up the troops. Want to see you there. Shoot me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com if you want in. Okay. A lot to get to, as always, on this beautiful, beautiful day. And first of all, I don't know what's going on. Why is it that the days, the weeks are burning faster? What's happening? What is happening with me mentally that it seems like, am I just too busy? Am I not taking time to smell the frickin' roses? What is happening? I don't know. It's a little distressing. Today I said to the Queen of the Forest, she says to me, so look, this weekend, perhaps this should be date night for me and my main squeeze. And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, for sure. Of course, you have the Ben podcast. She's like thinking ahead for me. You have the Ben podcast on Friday. So I guess it's going to be Saturday. We could do that, maybe some sushi for my birthday. Her birthday's coming up on the 9th, by the way. I think she's going to be like, she's getting bummed out about her age lately. I'm like, what are you talking about? Come on, man. There's nothing to be bummed out about. She'll be 54. She's probably going to kill me for talking about that. She's going to be 54? Yeah, she is. Your old pal Eric's only 50. Ha ha! Yes, we'll go out for sushi on Friday. Okay, we'll do our thing. All right, great. Yeah, or not Friday, Saturday, because I got the Ben podcast. And I'm like, well, maybe I could do the Ben. I said to her, I go, well, maybe I could do the Ben podcast on Thursday, and then we can go out Friday if you want. And then I go, what day is today? She goes, Thursday. I go, oh, fuck. I go, okay, yeah, we're going to have to go to, do it the way you said. Because I thought today was Wednesday for a significant amount of time this morning. I was like, uh-oh, okay. I don't know what my deal is. Okay. Lately, my brain has been just hard to get used to. And it has a lot to do with the side effects of this medicine. I'm telling you, all of the good things that are happening from this medicine, there's a trade-off. Okay. I'm more even keel. I'm less of an asshole. I don't freak out when I find out I owe $21,400 to the federal government, which, by the way, I got an email the day about that today. It's just don't freak out nearly as much. It's not impossible that for me to freak out. I still will. It's just all these little things don't mess with my brain nearly as much. But the problem is, time is changing down in my noggin, and I can't sleep. Every night I wake up at boom. I wake up at. You've heard me complain about this earlier in the week and in the subsequent weeks, previous weeks, 2, 3 in the morning, there I am, naked to the world, in front of every kind of girl. Oh my God, fuck. What is going on? And I don't know what the deal is. So there's that. It just seems like these days are just piling up so quickly. I cannot believe it's already Thursday. The weekend is here, which normally I'm really stoked about that, and I am, but it's like, fuck, I don't know, just weird. My brain is acting funny. SpaceX launched a new prototype rocket, and this one was quite boring. Okay, it took off. Okay, this is the one that's going to get Elon Musk and all of his band of whatever people to Mars, which is just so screwed up to think that they're going to go to Mars. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do when they get up there. I mean, seriously. If you launch and it's going to take months to get to Mars. Is anybody even considering how insanely stir crazy? And people are going to freak out, man. Okay. When they're in that little craft for months with no gravity, it's going to mess with their brains. They're all going to end up eating each other. Okay. That thing is going to land on Mars, and it's going to, and then all that's going to be left is like bones. Okay. People are going to kill each other. I cannot believe he's not even thinking about that. And then once you get to Mars, I mean, what are you going to do when you get there? You ever I remember I went to we went to the Grand Canyon. You know, you get out of the car and you're looking. After about 15 minutes, you got it figured out. It's the Grand Canyon. Let's move. Let's get back in the car. You're going to get to Mars. You're going to go, oh, my God, this is cool. I'm in my spacesuit. I'm on Mars. Holy shit. There's tracks from the rover and nothing else. The fuck are you going to do when you get there? Look at each other for, the rest of your life? I don't know. If they're in the attempts to get people to go to Mars, if they're not explaining, by the way, what we're asking you to do is basically die. Even if you get there and then you're able to fly back, that is so gonna mess with your brain. Your brain, by the time, okay, let's just say for the sake of this argument, we have the ability to fly there, and you take the good 7-month trip to Mars. You land your stupid whatever it is. You walk around, you look at the Grand Canyon, you do your thing for however long, and then you jump back in your spaceship for another 7-month trip back to Earth. If it goes all right and it lands okay, you get out. You're going to be crazy by the time you get there. By the time you get back to Earth, you're going to be an absolute catastrophe. They need somebody in the SpaceX program to basically tell these astronauts, life is over for you. You're not normal from that point on. Okay, we've got our poor veterans who are in firefights. Okay, and with bullets flying over their head, and they're not right for the duration of their life. How are you thinking you're going to get? And these are like people that are trained to do this. You can take astronauts; they've never done this before in their life. Going to be in a spaceship for 7 months. Get out of the spaceship, look around at the landscape, jump on. Hey, let's go back home. Another 7 months with a 15-minute interval to look at Mars. Fuck that. This thing is stupid. I don't know. Anyway, SpaceX launched a new prototype rocket. Okay, it took off. It did the thing. Elon Musk's watching it, and then it landed perfectly, and then something ridiculous happened. I've got audio from that, man. Death row inmates in South Carolina have options. Okay? Death row inmates, South Carolina. I guess I should say they may have options. If some lawmakers have their way, the death row inmates will have options. You must hear what those options are. Do you remember the Karen from back in, it might have been June. I forget what part of the country it was in the U.S., but the Karen went into the Starbucks, and there's some kid there. His name is Lennon, which is kind of a cool name. And Lennon says, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't really serve you anything unless you have your mask on. It's the rule. The state said it, you know. If I run a restaurant or a Starbucks or anything like that, and I have that, you know, to tell the customers, it's a pain in the ass. So, but all you have to really say, I think, to make most normal people respond is, it's not our rule, unfortunately. I'm so sorry that it's inconvenience for you, but you know, we have masks. If you want to use that one, we would hate for you to not be able to get whatever Starbucks drink you want." That wasn't good enough for this insane bitch. Okay. And she posted the picture of the kid and said, "This is Lennon. He's a fucking asshole. This kid's a jackass. Screw him." And she's like indicting him, and he's just kind of like looking like a normal kid in the picture. Well, that caught fire, and then somebody made a GoFundMe for the kid to pay for the tip that she did not give him, because she said, "I didn't give him a tip." And then it caught fire, and she became really popular in a bad way, and then he got popular in a good way, and everybody found out about the GoFundMe, and $100,000+, God, was put into this kid's pocket. And he goes, "Thanks, I've got college now." So, I mean, it all worked out. All right. Well, she's back in the news again. Oh my God. She cannot. This is ridiculous. I have audio from some stellar moments on, of all things, a basketball court. Now, I can't think of anything that I am less interested in right now than basketball. Okay, when it comes to pro basketball, I don't have any interest in it. None right now. Not a single bit. The only interesting thing I saw was LeBron James rubbing the nose of that soccer player in shit when the guy told LeBron to shut up and dribble or something like that. And LeBron's like, "What the hell?" You know, that was a cool story. I like that one. But I'm not interested in the basketball games at all. College, almost as bad. I've been interested in the fact that Michigan State was like highly ranked, and then they fell off the side of the earth, and now they're playing better, so they're trying to get into the tournament. I haven't been following that. I was also following how Michigan was on fire, and I guess they just lost the other day to somebody. Was it yesterday or the day before? Was it Illinois? But anyway, Michigan's been having a great year. So I guess I've been following college a little bit more. But the only way to really get me into watching is to have some stellar moments happen that are accompanied by some audio. Got a clip from the college game, got a clip from the pros to play for you, and I've got to describe to you the ridiculous of the Milwaukee Bucks' new feature for when they're not playing basketball and they've got the camera on the fans, because they've got fans in there now. The new thing they're doing called hand sanitizer cam. Wait till you hear about hand sanitizer cam. Okay, I got to talk about that. And an illegal cockfight in India leads to some real karma. Okay. First of all, how is cockfighting a thing? How is there anybody who's like, "Yeah, this is fun. I'm really enjoying this. Boy, I really love to see these two weirdo animals rip each other apart." My God. Okay. So there's that. But first, all right. If I walk into the house to the same door I always walk in, I expect to see the inside of the home look the same way it always is. If I walk in this one door off of my garage into the home and I look to my left, I should, on the opposite side of the house, be able to see through a little space between a chair and a wall the face of the NFK. That is my hilarious brother-in-law who lives with us. For those new, that is because he used to live with my other brother, David, who died suddenly on July 30. That was horrible. But the NFK, it's hard to describe why things are the way they are. But time kind of went on, and the NFK did not with time. I'm not sure how that happened. But you have someone who does not understand the internet, email, very shit that we take for granted, that everybody knows. And so there's that. It's almost like I don't know how it happened, but Diana's brother who passed away, David, and the NFK live together. NFK stands for No Filter Kevin because he has no filter. And they live together and they work together. And then I don't know how it is, but it is the way it is. So somebody's got to take care of the NFK. There's also the business of the epilepsy, along with the brain surgery and the medicine to keep him from having seizures. Something's going on there. Something he's changed over the years. Okay. As the years have piled on, and he's about 60, it's just something's a little funky in that noggin. But we deal with it. And he's on disability, Social Security disability, and he's got a pension. So he has a bank account, and he's here. And the reason why I say this is because I walk in, and every day I look to my left, and the NFK is supposed to be in this chair watching TV, because I'm not kidding you. He sets a record frequently for time viewed. It's just, he is in heaven, because when he lived with Dave, they didn't even have cable. And so, I shit you not, Dave would sit, they're both retired. Dave would sit there and read his Kindle and not talk to the NFK, and the NFK would just sit in a chair. And that's it. Sit in a chair. No TV, nothing to do. And then at the end of the chair sitting, he'd go to bed and then wake up and do it again every day. So, that does something to a person. It's kind of like the people that would be flying SpaceX to Mars. Elon, he needs to bang on my door and say, yeah, I need to know the effects of, these types of mundane moments on a human brain. Can we talk to the NFK? Yes, sure. As it is, I expect the people to get off the SpaceX flight on Mars, and they're all, giving the finger to inanimate rocks and looking at dirt and telling it to F off or something like that, or, racial slurs to each other, homophobic slurs to each other. Horrible shit. So, okay. The NFK, he is in heaven here because he's got 8 million channels to watch TV. He is a wealth of information. Seriously, he watches so much TV. He knows everything going on with everything. He's he's his own computer, and he gets it from TV. So, all right. So there's that. If I walk in the home and I look to my left and the NFK is not in the chair and is in fact standing in the kitchen next to Diana, who is seated and on the phone. And when I walk in, I go, hi. And the NFK puts his hand up to be quiet and goes, shh. I know something's cooking. If we have gotten him out of the chair and Diana's on the phone and the NFK is okay, this is I'm figuring like I said, he's got a bank account. There's only one thing that could be happening. Well, maybe two. Medical thing is being talked about, and he's concerned, and he's got to be in the room, or it's a bank account thing. So, okay, it turns out it was a bank account thing. So the NFK, he doesn't know distances of standing between people physically, personal space. So if you're having a conversation with the NFK, he's going to be this close to you when you're having a conversation, 1 inch. It's going to be he's going to be like Earl Weaver and some other baseball umpire face to face in the 1970s. It's like that. And you say, hey, Kevin, you're standing a little close. Okay. And he moves back 1 inch. It's like, dude, there's really no reason for you to be this close. What is the issue here? You should see him at Meijer. If they're like in the chunky soup aisle and there's someone standing there looking at chunky soup and he needs to get chunky soup, he's going to stand 1 inch from that person. Oh, fuck. Okay. So he's standing 1 inch from Diana while she's on the phone. She's trying to get this, whatever it is they're describing. And I hear through the conversation, I figure out what has happened. And, okay, he had a bank account with his brother who's dead. He opened up a new bank account with Diana. Well, these two did not cancel the automatic. Okay, there was like a phone that was being drawn off the bank account and something else. And those continue to happen on the old bank account, which no longer is getting in, money from Social Security or the pension. That's going into a new bank account. So the one is dwindling in cash. And then all of a sudden there's all these overdraft fees. And they figure it out because I don't know how they found it out, but, it was a clusterfuck. So the NFK is freaking out. Now, they ended up getting it worked out, but the phone call ends. And Diana is explaining what I just explained to you to him. And so he says what he wants to have happen. Now, when I'm watching the conversation, I can see Diana just like, what is going on here? Because as I've explained to you before, the NFK, if he's having a conversation with you, okay, whereas I'm just talking with you and maybe I'm moving my hands right now a little bit, the NFK does these absurd, over-the-top gesticulations and animations, and I don't even know if I use the word gesticulations right in the proper form. But anyway, he's way, I don't know, all these histrionics that really don't apply to the words he's saying. Okay, so I'm going to try to pull this off here visually for the people that are watching and for those who would listen to the audio podcast later. While describing T-Mobile automatically taking money out of the account, he's flapping his arms like fucking Angry Birds and swearing. Yeah, so Kevin, what happened is and he was, oh yeah, so they came in and fucking took the money out of the motherfucking account and shit. Yeah, and that was David's phone, and he's flapping, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And so Diana has to carry. These two are talking, and I'm just like, getting a drink of water, and then so he goes, yeah. And he does like karate chop into his hand. Yeah, we got to take a fucking shit and get it out of there. He always does it. That indicates movement. I'm not sure. And he's doing all these Miyagi things. And I'm like, what is happening here? So this is not a big deal. This is a problem to easily solve. And it's already been solved, but now he's basically saying what Diana said to the person on the phone at the bank. And I don't know. I'm not sure what's manifesting here, but we're just going with it. We're like going, yeah, you got, and Diana's doing the gestures too. So together they're like, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. So that ends. The whole Flappy Bird thing ends, Angry Birds and all that. And then Okay, we got it taken care of. We've now closed the one bank account. We've settled all the late charges or the overdraft charges. That's now done. And the NFK wanders back to the usual to assume the position in front of the TV. And boom, just like that, everything's back to normal. Okay, until later on, something else that's cooking. Next week, the NFK has two doctor's appointments. Now, the one thing that's going to get the NFK talking and get him worried is the knowledge that he's got a doctor's appointment coming up. Prior to the physical, he would, out of the blue, just start talking to you about the physical that he's got coming up. And same thing, arms going everywhere. Next week, he's got a doctor's appointment with a new neurologist about the epilepsy. Because when he lived in Detroit, he had a neurologist. Well, here he needs a neurologist, too, that he has to see. So this is the first meeting with this guy. Neurologist appointment one day. The following day, he's got another appointment with a doc to the first steps to try to diagnose and pinpointing this neuropathy, which they suspect he has, which affects the way he grabs things with his hands and walks. Because I've described to you, the walk is like a Frankenstein penguin. He does not bend his knees, and he just, okay, this is a good thing, because if we can get the neuropathy treated, see, he also can't feel in his hands. So, he gets huge 3 or 4 tablespoons of peanut butter on his hands, and he doesn't even know it's on there. I don't know how, because he has eyes. And then he'll grab the refrigerator door, and then it's like, wait, hold on a second. There's a whole can of freaking Velveeta on the son of a bitchin' fridge. What the hell's going on here? So there's that. And then when he walks, he doesn't bend his knees, so it's like that through the house. If that's my alarm clock on the weekends when the NFK wakes up to smear peanut butter on the fridge. He's walking through the house. You can hear him. It's a thunderfoot. He's worse than Madison. So he's got 2 doctor's appointments in 2 days. Of course, I'm taking him to both of those. And yesterday we sit down to watch. Every night we got to watch the reruns of Family Feud. We got to watch he watches Game Show Network. So we sit there and watch these game shows that nobody gives a shit about on Game Show Network. America Says, I think, is one. And then Mastermind with Brooke, what's-her-face, Brooke Hot. This is what we do. And then we go, he drinks the hams. He loads up the hams, beer, shit howitzer for the next morning's shit freckle extravaganza on the underside of my toilet seats. And then he goes to bed. I sit down to watch. Diana's not there. She went out with her girlfriends last night. Hudsonville Winery. Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo. Good thing I'm not driving. So, hey, what are we going to do with that? And he starts talking to me. He's got the southern drawl, His mom and dad are from Kentucky, and the Kentucky accent was in the household in Michigan. So Kevin speaks with a southern drawl. Diana does not. So he's like he sounds like that. So he goes, hey, again, I'm going to try to get this so that the video aspect can relate to this and see what I'm doing with my hands. And then the audio, he puts his hands over his head like if you're getting ready to wash your hair. And he goes, hey, so we got to get there. And he starts moving his hands around and talking about the doctor's appointment. He goes, he's going to, whoop, 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 whoop. What's it? The son of a bitch, motherfucker. Damn, but the doctor is it my head, my back. And I'm like, yeah. And see, because I speak NFK now. I go, yeah, your doctor's appointment next week. I see it on the schedule here. We're gonna go, and he goes, yeah. So the one is for the, and the one. And while I'm making these noises for you on the audio podcast, I'm moving my arms like wildly. And then, so Monday is a motherfucker shit. Middle finger. And then Thursday is whoop, whoop, whoop. It's like when the Stooges used to talk. Curly would talk to Mo. So, and I'm like, oh yeah. Wednesday and then Thursday. Yeah, but I mean, what is it for? I mean, you got the a wise guy on Wednesday, and then for Thursday. And I go, yeah, Wednesday you're meeting your new neurologist so he can prescribe the medicine. Thursday is to begin the process of treating your neuropathy. Oh, okay, yeah. So none of this. Right. Holy shit. Man, if I put a cam on him, YouTube channel, the NFK, we'd be so wealthy. Holy moly. Man, so incredible. Someone on the live stream writes, this is going to end like Sling Blade did. That is classic. Thank you. I see. It's like sign language on acid. Tyler says Eric is now fluent in NFK. All true. I've got a feces and peanut butter smeared all over Zane's refrigerator and kitchen appliances. Yes, that is true. You see, this is the trade-off. This dropped into the household. So I don't feel bad about sharing this shit with you. Yes. Live here all you want till the day you die. In fact, if Diane and I both croak, you can have it for all I care. Well, no, I take it back. No, that's not true. You got to live with Jackie and Justin. But the trade-off is this is part of my life now. All right. This is the way it is. So, fuck. Thank God he doesn't have access to the internet, man. Wow. Oh, man. I've got a get the NFK on camera. Yeah, I'm reluctant to do that. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there yet. I'm just maybe one day down the road. Okay. But right now, no way. Kenny says he just verbally left the house to Jackie and not Jim or even Maddie. Well, yeah, you're right. I did do that. That's because that's the first thing that popped into my mind. Chris says it's Patreon for sure. We could have the NFK live. Basically, just say, all right. I would just say, dude, you're on and I'm leaving. Just do your thing. There's no way. There would be, I would have all sorts of problems with that because he'd say some type of racial slur or homophobic slur. And the whole thing would get canceled. Everything would be wiped out. Everything we've built in the amount of time that it's been since we started this would be gone. That was it. And that is the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast. We've got Bet on Ben, part of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, happening tomorrow because today's Thursday. Remember, I forgot that. So listen, I have Bet on Ben open when we play Bet on Ben, and that's part of the podcast, like I said, to anyone who wants to play. You don't have to be on Patreon. You hear what I'm saying? So if you are not on Patreon and you want to play Bet on Ben, oh my God, send me an email. I want to play. Just send it along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I need that email address because I'm going to invite you on the Zoom, okay? I invite you on the Zoom. You join Ben and I, and then we play for cash. You could win a crisp new $50 bill. Compliments of me, okay? So if you're watching the free podcast and you're thinking, oh, he does that Patreon thing, this is open to everybody, and you're going to love the game. So I'm always looking for new people to play. Bet on Ben. Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. The show starts at 7 p.m. I guess I should confirm that with Ben. But yeah, just send it along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. By the way, if you want in on Patreon, $5 or $10 a month, thank you so much. $5 a month is all audio and the archive, new audio and the archive. $10 a month is all the video archive and the audio and the live streams. Okay. And my suggestion is try it out. If you think, oh, yeah, this is fun. I like this. He's got a lot of content on there. And I usually put up about 13 hours of content a week on there with all of the different features. If you like it, then sign up for a full year and I'll save you 10% on the yearly membership. And then you just pay once. What was $60 for a year monthly is now $54. What was $120 for a year on tier 2 is now $108. There you go. And if you don't like it, you're out $5 or $10. And then you cancel it. You get the rest of that month. And then you tried. All right. But I'm always adding new stuff on the Patreon too. So thank you so much. I've got Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. Okay. Thank you to Alan and Ashlyn, the power couple that are in charge of Blue Frost IT, a full spectrum IT consulting and support company offering a broad range of services to their clients to ensure all aspects of the network is managed and secure. Okay, so whatever it is, if you need an hourly fix, okay, hourly, they can fix stuff for you. My recommendation is that you have them with a service contract. So they are your managed team helping you, your IT team, if you will. And then it's like every month that's taken care of. And then if something happens and you need the assistance, you've already taken care of it. And then you don't have to worry about, getting the ball rolling. It's as simple as, hey, Alan, stuff's going crazy. Can you help? That's what they do at Blue Frost IT. Okay. I use them for this show. And you should, too, for your small or medium-sized business. What if you need a project? I don't know, like an office rewire, and some network drops installed, network wall jacks. You're moving, perhaps. You're retrofitting the office. They do all of that stuff at Blue Frost IT. They also help with mom. If you're at your home and mom and dad are sitting there and your kids are like, hey, Mom, this computer sucks that I use for school. They can upgrade the computer with a solid-state hard drive. That's something that I did for my laptop when I took that computer to California, and that 10-year-old thing was humming after I got the solid-state hard drive installed by Blue Frost IT. Reach out to them at 616-200-8550. That's 616-200-8550 for Blue Frost IT, yeah. Also send them an email, info@bluefrostit.com. The Kent County Health Department says, look, we understand everybody's still, trying to put the pieces together on COVID. If you want all the up-to-date information about how to get the vaccine, when you can get the vaccine, if you can get the vaccine, how you can get tested, it's all at one place in Kent County, Michigan, accesskent.com/health. Truth be told, part of your health department, whatever county you live in, they can help you as well. But I've got a large number of people that live in Kent County, Michigan. So that's all you need to do is know of this website, accesskent.com/health, for everything concerning COVID and beyond. It could be any other vaccinations for your kid. Don't let those slack. Your kids need to be vaccinated. If you're an anti-vaxxer, this is all going in one ear and out the other. Just know that you're wrong. There you go. Then my friends at BK Guns and Stuff, servicing weaponry from anywhere in the USA. So if you're in Topeka, Kansas, and you've got a pistol that you want repaired, you call upon BK Guns and Stuff. full service. We're talking cleaning, restoration, repair, even firearms transfers. Call Ben at BK Guns and Stuff, 616-902-2447. That's 616-902-2447. Thank you to BK Guns and Stuff. If you want to check out some of the things that they've done, too, go to my website, ericzaneshow.com. Click where it says BK Guns and Stuff, and it'll take you right to their Facebook page. Okay. Let's see. What am I forgetting? All right, let's talk about the SpaceX deal. Hold on a second. Yeah, so Musk was feeling pretty damn good. I like how whenever shit happens to Musk and something goes wrong, he's like, oh, it was an overwhelming success. It was absolutely perfect the way that rocket blew up into a million pieces. Oh, this was a great day. We figured everything out. It was absolutely perfect. So now I still love seeing these things take off and then land. This gigantic rocket known as the SN-10 with is taken off, and it's incredible, dude. Seeing the flame fire out, and then it goes way the hell up, and then it's got to come back down. It tumbles, and then they hit like a couple of retro rockets. I don't know, and the thing is falling sideways. It looks like it's floating in the air. Okay. And then they fire some more rockets, and all of a sudden it's straight up and down like a pencil. Now in this one, and I'll link it up, you see that when it lands, it looks just a slightly wonky. Okay. And then it's almost like at an angle how it looked to me. At the end of the flight, according to this article, video showed the SN-10 rotating in midair, its base touching down neatly. Although video showed a couple of flames underneath the rocket and the aircraft at a slight tilt. So that's what I saw too. I was like, that looks just a little weird. What's going on there? The announcer who's doing the mission control thing says, yeah, third time's a charm. We've had a successful soft touchdown on the landing, and that's and that landing pad it's capping a beautiful test flight of the Starship 10. As a reminder, the key point of today's test landing was to gather data of controlling the vehicle while re-entering, and we were successful in doing so. Okay. So then what I'm grabbing here is a clip from some nerds who are doing like a live stream and commentary with it. Several minutes have passed. They're basically talking about other nerd shit. They've moved on to a different set of topics. This chief nerd looks at his monitor to see the explosion as the whole thing blows up.
I can't believe that. We need to start dumping footage, don't we? We need to start dumping footage. Oh, God, it just blew up. It just blew up. It just blew up.
Okay. Now, you're hearing, they're so far away on the video feed that it's going to take a handful of seconds after you see it explode for the sound to travel. So when you hear that explosion, that's the one that they're reacting to with the sound just getting there.
We need to start dumping footage. Oh, God, it just blew up. It just blew up. It just blew up.
And look, you got to know, when this thing blew, it took off in the air again. Okay, the rocket is sitting there, slight angle, and you're like, oh, well, okay. And then, kablamo, man, it flew in the air like, if the NFK saw it, he'd be throwing his arms in the air like, yeah, look at it go, man, look at it go, shit, yeah, look at it go. And it went right back up into the air, probably like 400 or 500 feet. Comes crashing down, man. Oh, my God.
What? What? What?
Yeah, it's done. It blew up, man.
What just happened?
Oh, another explosion. This thing. Oh, my God.
What?
Oh. God.
I don't know.
How incredible would it be to be so rich as Elon Musk? Because he was watching that. And here he is, drunk with power. He's launching rockets into space. He's looking forward to melting the brains of these Martian astronauts and however long it is till they do that. This sick, twisted, demented man sending people off to their doom. And then watching that thing land and thinking how great you are, another big narcissistic ego boost, and then you're how this is probably $1 billion. It's like lighting $1 billion on fire. Oh my God! Oh, to have that much money where you go, well, all right, silver lining. Jocko Willink, hey, your rocket blew up. Good. Oh my gosh. You gotta see this. I'll link it up when I get done, and I'll post it for sure on my social media so you can check it out. But man, that was just incredible. Okay, I've got a little bit more audio to play for you, and like I said, it's from the rip-roaring world of basketball. NBA announcer Doris Burke. There's two women that announce that are quite prominent. I forget the other one, but Doris Burke isn't as bad of a puker, but there's another puker that called Monday Night Football, and I forget what her name is. But women announcers have a propensity just as much. Well, there's so few of them. If there were more of them, they might actually talk in a normal voice. But Doris Burke is a longtime basketball analyst, play-by-play person, and a notorious puker, Doris Burke. She's actually talking like this when she does her announcing, which we have I've caught you up to speed as to how that is and why people do that. They're announcing so they feel like they've got to talk that way. I don't know if Doris Burke, when she wakes up in the morning, if her husband or wife or whatever, I have no idea what she so says, hey, honey, what do you want for breakfast? Well, I'll have an omelet with, if I could have an omelet with some diced onions and maybe some peppers. Gotta go with the cheese there on the omelet. Perhaps some sausage in there. That would be fantastic to have for this morning's omelet. I'm going to go with the cantaloupe or the honeydew on the side. You could maybe my coffee black and some orange juice, extra pulp. That would be good. I get she's so, oh, God. Well, doesn't matter who's playing. A couple of idiot NBA teams that I don't care about. She's talking about what the players need to do. And somebody in the comments said, we're getting the feeling that Doris Burke was watching Brazzers or Pornhub before the game, because this is what she said.
You have to know when to come. So Chris does a great job. Giannis comes from behind and gets a piece of it. Like, it's not just when you come, like it's how hard you come. Are you coming when the dribble is dead? Are you coming when he gets into his shooting motion?
Holy shit. How do you not have the awareness to stop saying that, especially after you say it's how hard you come?
You have to know when to come. So Chris does a great job. Giannis comes from behind and gets a piece of it. Like, it's not just when you come, like it's how hard you come. Are you coming when the dribble is dead? Are you coming when he gets into his shooting motion?
Fuck. If there's anybody on the broadcast team with her, they're like, stop saying that. Related, kind of. Excuse me. The Milwaukee Bucks basketball team have been they allow fans now into the games. Whatever, a handful of fans into the games. And before you had the kiss cam. Now they're doing this. They've got a graphic on the screen, and you can see it on the big board when you're in the arena, and they put it on like TV, whatever. Hey, let's go to so and so in the stands who's having fun with the fans with the kiss cam. But kiss cam's gone. Instead, we've got hand sanitizer cam. Now, if you're looking at it in the arena, and I'll link this up for you to see, you see a bottle of hand sanitizer in the animation. The pump action goes down, and a big white looping spurt goes flying out of the hand sanitizer and all over the fans. And the fans are supposed to hold out their hands and rub the hand sanitizer on their hands. It's like, who didn't know where this was going to go 1 second after it started? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like Doris Burke should be announcing.
You have to know when to come. So Chris does a great job. Giannis comes from behind and gets a piece of it. Like, it's not just when you come, like it's how hard you come.
So it cuts over to like fans are laughing, and they're like, and then they start to figure out that it's hilarious. So, guys and chicks are putting their face in the blast. They stop doing the hand thing, and they're like putting it so that the big white looping strand is like going all across their face, and they're like, oh yeah, I love this. This is so great. And then there's these bunch of college bros who they're like positioning their bodies so that, in the camera shot with open mouths. So on the big board at the Bucks game, you see bros going, yeah, with open mouths into the stream of hand sanitizer. And the fans are like, oh my God, this is terrible. How can you, I'm involved in game operations with the Griffins. And they have meetings for this, okay? I don't know how there wasn't someone who said, wait a minute, man, maybe this isn't such a good idea. It looks like we're jizzing all over the fans. This might not work. Or maybe they're like, we don't care. Who gives a shit? It's hilarious. We're going to be on every platform there is with this great video of our hand sanitizer jizz gun blasting all over the fans. It was absolutely great. You got to see it. I'll link it up in the show notes of the audio podcast for you to check out. Okay, and then there's this. This was a basketball game between Seton Hall and somebody, I don't know who the hell, doesn't matter. All you need to know is that there's this kid on the Seton Hall basketball team named Bryce Aiken. Okay, and this is audio from the game. And leading up to this set of free throws, this sequence, this senior from Seton Hall hasn't missed a free throw all year. He's made like 21, 22 in a row or something like that. Or he's 21 for 21. I think they say it in the clip. The court microphones catch him saying something, basically him trying to predict what he's going to do, okay? And here he is lining up to get his free throws, and this is what happens. Again, he hasn't missed all year. I think you know where this is going to go.
Block up top was good, but I think the official called it on the body.
I ain't never missing. Oh, his first miss of the year, right after
did you hear that? He said, I ain't never missing. I ain't never missing. And sure enough, you hear kablamo, clank right off the rim.
Block up top was good, but I think the official called it on the body.
I ain't never missing. Oh, his first miss of the year, right after he said to somebody, I ain't never missing.
He should have, the mistake he made too is he shot it. Not that he said something, is that he backed and walked away.
Oh, but when you're 23 for 23,
well, he ain't 23 for 23 now.
You're exactly right. Never been more right.
Oh my goodness.
Missed both of them. What an asshole. What an asshole. In fact, that reminds me. I would put Cuomo back on there again, but I don't want to talk about him anymore for the day. He's not backing down, by the way. That's going to be it. It's not that big of a deal on the asshole of the day, but that's still asshole-ish. I ain't never missing.
Block up top was good, but I think the official called it on the body.
I ain't never missing. Oh, his first miss of the year. Right after he said to somebody.
My favorite is the clank, and then you hear some guy go, oh! Bryce Aiken, free throw shooter. You have earned asshole of the day honors. There you go. So there's that. Let me help your business. I want to help you. Okay? I want to tell everybody about your business. If you have a business or you work for somebody that has a business, maybe gently say, have you ever thought about being on the Eric Zane Show podcast? What is that? Well, it's what he does now. He used to be on the radio for years and years. Now he does this podcast from his home. There's a bunch of people that are sponsors, a bunch of people that listen. It's as effective with just as much reach as the radio for about a tenth of the cost. While radio audiences dwindle and have been for years, podcast audiences are increasing dramatically. Let me help your business. All you got to do is send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, and I'll tell you how it works. There's no obligation there. Me just telling you my reach, how the fun ways we can market whatever it is you want me to market. And then that's it. That's how it works. So reach out to me. Send me an email on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Tag accounting, man. Here we go. You know, we're in the month of March, and we're coming up to April is the tax deadline. You got to call Tag to get your taxes done. Take all of the stress, all of the worry out of it. And my man is looking for a win, Troy, after him having to do my taxes and break the bad news to me that I did it all wrong. I screwed everything up, and it broke his heart. But we're going to pick up the pieces. We'll get there. Don't worry. You're like, what are you talking about, Zane? Go back and listen to yesterday's podcast. You'll figure that out. Call Troy, 616-301-9516 for Tag Accounting. Don't worry about doing it yourself. Don't worry about having your friggin' brother-in-law do it or your cousin, okay? Have Troy at Tag Accounting. Troy, the CPA of choice on the Eric Zane Show podcast, 616-301-9516, or drop an email to the tax hobbit, troy@tagcpa.net. Prince Arming is who you call on to get your certification to get your CPL in the great state of Michigan, specifically West Michigan. You can travel from northern Michigan or the east side of the state if you want. I don't care. But typically, people in West Michigan call upon Prince Arming. 616-204-1705, or go to his Facebook page or his website. His website is princearming.com. If you want to get to his Facebook page, go to ericzaneshow.com, click on his logo, takes you right to his Facebook page, then click events, and that will tell you exactly where you need to go about when the next class is. So Prince Arming, thank you very much. Again, reach out to Prince Arming, 616-204-1705. All right, I've got an email of the day that might take me a second to find it. Aha! Thank you to Mike who reached out. This is your Forever Lawn West Michigan email of the day. Forever Lawn is synthetic grass installed to your business or your home, kennel grass, maybe putting green, whatever it may be. Consider your options with foreverlawn.com/WMI. Mike writes this: Zane, longtime listener, first-time emailer. Welcome. You've won an award. I loved your story, and this will reveal for those of you who don't know, about your $20,000+ tax surprise. While I can't match that amount, I was surprised with a tax bill over $10,000 last year. Now, truth be told, mine isn't so much tax. It's the fact that this podcast made more money than I suspected it would, and I had to pay back my government subsidy for Obamacare. If you don't make enough money, I did make enough money the previous year, so the government gives you a tax subsidy in advance. They give you a tax break, and with the tax break, they pay your premium. When you get over the threshold, like I did, and don't know it, they go, "Hey, dummy, pay us back." So that's what I got to do. He says, "Yeah, man, my tax bill was over 10,000 last year. My oldest 2 kids moved out, so I was no longer able to claim them as dependents." I had that happen too with Jackie, so it was all perfect storm. "I forgot to adjust my tax withholding, so I wasn't paying in nearly as much as I should have. Also, my wife and I made more money than previous years, so we got bumped into a new my wife and I made more money than previous years, so we got bumped into a new tax bracket. It's pretty embarrassing because I definitely should have seen all of this coming. Anyway, your accountant is giving you good advice. Pay your state taxes in full," which I will, "and then worry about paying down the federal. They were really good with me, allowing me to make payments until I finally paid it off at the end of 2020. There is a very small penalty plus interest to extend the payments, but it was the only way I would have been able to do it. You'll be okay. It's not a good feeling owing so much, but it is an indication that you're making more money." So there you go. Jocko, good. Good luck. Signed, Mike. That's the way I'm looking at it, okay? That and Lexapro keeps Eric grounded. I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you for reaching out, man. That's what I'm talking about. Use that old school email method to correspond with me. Who knows? You might be featured on the show. Okay. So, this is the story that I wanted to talk about the poor dude, college-age kid working at the Starbucks. Crazy lady comes in, and she's not wearing a mask. He's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. State mandate. You got to wear a mask." She got all pissed off, took a picture of him, says he's an asshole, accuses him of this, that, and the other thing. It was really ugly. And this dumb bitch posts it all, and then it backfires, okay? A random person sees her post where she's thinking all of her like-minded knuckleheads that are on her Facebook or that are her Facebook friends are going to see that and say, "Yes, fuck them. Let's go storm the Capitol and do other stupid shit." But it backfired. Turns out the right person got their eyes on it, put up a GoFundMe. It went viral. Guys got more than $100,000 now. It's awesome, okay? So there you go. All's well that ends well. Nope. The chick, is suing the guy who started the GoFundMe. What? First, she tried to sue and get the money for the GoFundMe. She actually thought she was going to get the money from the GoFundMe that was going to the barista. And the guy who created the GoFundMe was just like, "Yeah, I just wanted to give him a tip." She thought she felt entitled to get that money. She tried that shit first. Now she's trying this. Check it out.
An update now to a story that we've been following since last summer. A San Diego woman has now filed a lawsuit against the creator of a GoFundMe that raised money for a local barista. Our ABC tennis reporter Leah Pizzetti explains how this controversy began over a face mask.
It started last June when a post about a San Diego barista named Lennon went viral. Lennon had asked a customer, Amber Giles, to wear a mask. She then posted a photo of him on Facebook saying, quote, "Meet Lennon from Starbucks who refused to serve me because I'm not wearing a mask. Next time I will wait for cops and bring a medical exemption." Her post was shared publicly hundreds of thousands of times, many comments in support of the barista. That's when Matt Cowan stepped in.
I wanted to make a $10 tip donation.
He made this GoFundMe so other people could tip the barista, and it blew up. More than $100,000 was raised, and it all went to Lennon.
There is an invasion of privacy aspect here as well, and it's defamatory.
Wow.
And money was raised.
Lawyer for crazy bitch. He's like, "Oh yeah, him raising money for her is defamation of character." That's his argument. What?
It blew up. More than $100,000 was raised, and it all went to Lennon.
There is an invasion of privacy aspect here as well, and it's defamatory. And money was raised.
No, it's not.
By him.
Amber's attorney, Michael Harrington, says they filed the suit against Matt and his company because he used her pictures to make a profit. Matt says he never involved his company, and she posted the photo publicly.
Yeah.
Everything was done in a philanthropic sense, and I used publicly available information to populate my GoFundMe.
The suit says Amber received death threats.
So I guess on the GoFundMe, it's got a picture of the bitch or something like that. This bitch did this. It didn't say that to this kid. And she's saying that, that made me look bad. No, I got news for you. You made you look bad. How could you possibly look yourself in the mirror? And I mean, my God, sometimes how do people get so warped? I mean, this is really screwed up.
With screenshots included.
I don't see anything in her post that would warrant her being villainized and her life being threatened.
What? Well, hold on a minute. Oh, I don't think anybody's life should be threatened, but that's not, but she did the post. The post went viral. People decided to make it a judgment about you based on your post. So what the hell is the problem?
Says he should not be penalized for the actions others take.
She made a public Facebook post that went viral.
Yes.
And I am not responsible for whatever anybody else sends to her.
Now, Amber wants a trial, looking for money from lost work, damages, and lawyer fees. Matt says he would do it all again because ultimately it benefited the young barista.
Yeah, she showed up to work because everybody knows she's a crazy bitch.
Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
Wow.
Now, the barista Lennon is not named in this lawsuit, so that $100,000 raised in the GoFundMe will remain with him. In an interview with us last summer, Lennon said he plans to use that money to go to college and follow his dreams of becoming a dancer.
All right, so it doesn't end on a good note. You got to go to college to become a dancer? Is that what? Is there dancing college? Is that a thing? Lennon, the barista, is using the $100,000 to go to dancing school? Yeah. All right, so it's not all good. Does it cost $100,000 to learn how to dance? All right. Yeah, in the clip, they show somebody actually opening up an actual suitcase full of money. Like the suitcase opens and you actually see green money, and Lennon goes, "Yay, I'm so glad she was a bitch. I'm so glad." All he had to do to get that money was look at that lady's camera. That's all he had to do. How incredible is that? And if you're her, how pissed off must she be knowing that because of that bullshit thing and her giving him the business, doxing him and all that shit, resulted in him with $100,000. Oh my, he owes her like a hug. You know, he should give her like $1,000 to say, "Hey, you know what? I am so glad that you're a crazy bitch. Because you are such a crazy bitch, I can now go to my dancing college. Thank you." And then if this ever does get in front of a court, a judge, how would you like to be the judge and say, in respect to everything that has happened here, I guess my question to the plaintiff is, are you going to be a miserable bitch for the rest of your life? Is this how you're going to spend your days? You're still a relatively young woman. Are you going to just choose to get nothing done in the world and just be a miserable bitch for the rest of your life? You do realize you brought this all on yourself. The kid just stood there. It's not his fault that there's a mask policy. It wasn't his decision to do it. He probably agrees with you. He doesn't want to wear a mask himself either. And here you are. You're so stupid. You think it's his fault. I wish judges could say that shit. They could just like unload. Oh my God, it would be fantastic. Shit. Let's see. Tyler, unrelated, says, "Can you imagine if today is the day that the NFK decides, quote, I need to check out Eric's motherfucking podcast and let's find that son of a bitch online." Holy crap. Dirk, keeping it political, of course, writes, he'll be demanding $15 an hour 3 years after college. Why are you such a dick? What? You're right up there. In fact, for that crack, I'm throwing you with an honorable mention again. Why do you always have to do that? Do you wake up and say, how can I make everything like this? How can I throw everything political? And I know what the fuck you're trying to do. Dirk. H-O-N for that crack alone. Yeah. I know what you're up to. You're always picking at the scab. Always picking, aren't you? It's always got to be something. It's always something with you. What is wrong with you? I know what you're up to. Don't even try to talk your way out of it. I know what you're up to. You're one of these anti-$15 an hour people. I get it. I know how you are. I've been down this road before with you many times. It's always Dirk's world. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. That's where I do my cameos, of course. If you're on your desktop or laptop, please hire me to roast a friend, wish somebody a happy birthday, nuptials, maybe a congratulatory message on a job or winning the asshole of the day, honorary mention or something like that. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. You can do this for other Zaniacs, okay? Hey, so-and-so wants to wish so-and-so a happy FU day, whatever it may be. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Also on the Cameo app. The number one way to do this is on a desktop or a laptop. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Or going to that address on your mobile. Okay, actually punching it in. Or the app on your mobile. That's the second best way. Those are the only two ways you should do this. Cameo app or the desktop or laptop, cameo.com/Eric Zane. I say the desktop or laptop because if you're inclined to want to give a tip, it can only be done on the desktop or the laptop, which I don't know why that is. But anyway, hire me on Cameo. Thank you, as always, to Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. Yeah. Installing the Remy Halo. We've got a number of Zaniacs who've had the Remy Halo installed, and they're like, I'm breathing the air, the electromagnetic light, bathing the particulates that are floating through your house. It just kind of get recirculated during the cold months. Any bacteria, virus, pet dander, pathogens, allergens, they all float through, including the coronavirus. The light bathes that shit in the light and converts it into, I'm not joking, hydrogen peroxide plasma. This is actually a thing. There's no way I could make all this up. And there's no way they could make that claim and still do the brisk business that they have without somebody going, hey, wait a minute, this isn't right. Absolutely right. The restaurant industry has turned to the Remy Halo, this very simple device, to make it so that their patrons at the restaurants are 100% safe, because the last thing you want to do is be a restaurant and it's like, outbreak at so-and-so restaurant with coronavirus. You don't want that to happen. So they install the Remy Halo, problem solved. Do it in your home too. Most of the heating and cooling specialists throughout West Michigan will install this for $1,000. That's because they're bending you over. Joe Martinez does it for $750. But if you listen to the show and you mention my name, that's a $650 install now. That's it. It takes 45 minutes to install it. It's relatively simple. And then that's it. Every couple of years, requires a little bit of preventative maintenance, and he'll take care of that when he cleans out your furnace with the yearly checkup. And then that's it, man. The Remy Halo. Have Joe install it. 616-516-8579. 616-516-8579. Kenny says you can go back after the FAVT and add a tip on mobile. Just FYI. Rick says, oh my God, please tell me you're not in support of $15 an hour. I thought you couldn't be more ignorant. What's wrong with that, you dick? What the hell is wrong with you? Why is that a problem? Well, yeah, that's going to put small business out of business. Dum-dum, raise your price. The people pay for your fun thing, your paintball. It's not like they're going to go, Oh, boy, man, it's $3 more to get out on the paintball field. I'm not doing that, you idiot. What the? Hold on a minute here. Yeah, I'm not in support of a fucking wage that makes it so that you're not impoverished. Impoverished. That's the word I wanted to say. I can't talk anymore. Please don't sing the sundress song. Hey, it sounds like you're annoyed.
I am annoyed. Hold on, I gotta mute you on my computer. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. Let me know when you're ready.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What is the problem with the $15 minimum wage?
Are you kidding me? Coming from somebody that's never run a business. Okay, Mr. Opinion. If I can afford X amount of dollars per hour, if the minimum wage goes up, I'm going to be able to afford less employees. You're in favor of less people having jobs.
That is one way, the stupid way of looking at it.
No, it's not. It's not the stupid way. And let me tell you, I don't pay anybody minimum wage.
It's not the only way to look at it, though. That is
okay.
But
you realize the cost of everything is going to go up?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So then how does the $15 an hour help?
Because the consumer who loves what you do will continue to love what they do. It's not like your clientele is going to go, well, everything went up. I will no longer go to restaurants and I will no longer go do fun things. That's absolutely.
When the cost of everything goes up, people have less disposable income. They can't do as many things anymore. Therefore, there is a squeeze on everything.
Again, that's the glass
that doesn't mean there's more revenue.
No.
That doesn't mean there's more profit.
That's the glass half empty approach to this. You understand, though, that with the majority of people earning more money, it's going to paint an environment where they can actually go out and do more things. It's going to work out.
No,
it's
minimum
economics.
Wage means minimum skill. No, you should bring people in for whatever they want to work for and then pay them as they acquire skills. I have no problem paying my people more money as they can do more.
Yeah. So
you shouldn't be set on the minimum. That is the minimum. That's not a living wage. It is minimum.
But
it's in the title.
You're already paying a minimum wage. If the minimum wage,
I don't pay anybody minimum.
You pay less?
No, I pay more.
Well, there you go. Then what the fuck is the problem?
Because it's not minimum skill. It's not minimum skill. I don't expect people to come in here with no skills. I want them to actually work and do good and care about their job.
I understand that, dum-dum, but the minimum skill level should have a payment of their time of $15 an hour.
It should be. How can you say that? When's the last time you worked a job like that? You're saying that it should be 50% more than it is now? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. It should go from what it is now, and it should increase by 50%.
Yes.
Stupid.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's absolutely good.
No, you're sitting in your dormer and you don't have real employees. You don't have real payroll to worry about.
I've got one guy.
You're not in a position to have an opinion on this.
Well,
you absolutely are not.
Are you telling me that if you looked at every single aspect of the things that you sell as a business, and all of them, whether it be cost of paint, field time, gun rental, equipment purchases, you raise that all up a little bit, increased your profits, you wouldn't be able to make up the difference?
Every time you raise prices, it is a risk.
Well,
you don't know how many people are going to come back and do the same thing again. You have no idea. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to take the same customer base and I'm going to raise prices and I'm not going to lose any of them.
Yeah, but everybody's raising the price.
No, don't talk over me. You're always going to affect your customer base when you raise prices like that.
But
it's not without risk.
What about, but Rick isn't the only one raising the price. It's John's paintball, Steve's paintball. If everybody raises the price, it's not like all these people are going to go, well, I've put all this time and energy into learning how to play paintball. I'm never going to play anymore. They're still going to, you're assuming that you're going to lose all your customers.
No. Okay, so now you're assuming you know my customer. My customer, I have a lot of regulars. I'm not worried about losing my regulars. What I'm worried about is the largest portion of my business. That is the new rental player. And if I price myself out of the ballpark, they're not going to come back. My business is built on new players every single Saturday. That's why we can't do Zane events on Saturday because I'm extremely busy with them.
So
if I raise my prices, I won't be as busy. Believe me, I've toyed with it. I work on my prices every single year. I look at what I think I can charge and what I think I'm going to lose when I raise my prices. And if I lose less than I make, then I'm in good shape. But if everybody's got to pay more money everywhere they go, and we're not just talking about my prices. You're talking about money at the gas pump, money at the grocery store, money at the lease amount that you pay for where you live. If all those things go up, everything else goes down. You don't have as much money for disposable income. You don't have as much money for the better things at the grocery store. You don't have as much money for anything anymore.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, are you saying then that if it's $10 an hour, no matter what, at no point in the future can it go up?
No. I'm not saying that. But you're talking about raising it categorically 50%.
Well, I'm not saying like
nine cents an hour right now. You want to raise it to 15? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's a huge hit to the economy across the board for everybody to have to deal with.
In theory, to some, but I don't think that's the case. What if you incremented it like over time? Like, let's say,
and that's how they'll do it. You know, all the focus is on $15 an hour right now. That's not how it would happen. It would go up categorically, but like in a graduated sense. But everything else is going to go up too. And now we're in a situation where small businesses are hurt. So do you think they can take another blow to the chops and continue to work?
Yeah.
Or continue to be in operation?
I think of it. What if over time, as the pandemic continues to work its way through and people recover and things like that, are you saying that it never? I mean, when does this actually happen?
No, you're putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying it should never go up. What I'm saying is it should rival the economy itself, and it shouldn't go up in one lump. Well, it shouldn't go up in such a large amount in such a short period of time. Usually they do it over the period of like 3 or 4 years or something like that. It shouldn't go up 50% from where it is now in the next whatever the increment is.
Right. If you had to suddenly, let's say today, you had to pay $15 an hour, what do you think you would end up doing?
I would have to let people go. I can't afford to have as many people working if I'm paying the minimum is 50% more than what the minimum is now. I would employ less people. There'd be more of a burden on the unemployment program because there'd be more people in it.
Have you ever taken a look at how much you would have to increase? I mean, have you actually broke it down to what type? I mean, if you looked at a dollar and cents approach to the increases you could make as a business, and if it wasn't that big of a deal, and you were able to then, I mean, would it be that dramatic? Would paintball go from, let's say, a Zaniac party would be $35? Would it have to go to $50? Would it be that stark?
Well, I mean, it's relative to how much other business I have, right? It's relative to my bread and butter is my Saturdays. So how much would this move affect our Saturdays? How many people would I lose by raising my prices to be able to compensate, to be able to have this many people employed? Mm-hmm. How many people would I lose in that situation? Would I go from 100-player Saturdays to 75-person Saturdays? I mean, that's a big decrease in revenue right there.
All right. Well, you made some good points, but I still think I'm right.
Well, of course you do. That's because you have a podcast.
No, all right. Well, I'm glad I called you. I'm glad I was able to have this discussion with you. Do you think this will ultimately happen?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that go out there into the news cycle just to see what the reaction is, and then a lot of it materializes into nothing. This one gets me excited because it hits me where it hurts, and I anticipate, what I would have to do if it did actually get implemented. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I'm not that smart. I don't know exactly what the future is going to bring. I hope it doesn't, because I feel like it's going to be such a shock to the system for not only me, but for anybody else that has anything that is, non-essential, that's more of a luxury or recreational type activity. It's going to hurt a lot of places. There's no doubt about it. And we're in a situation where, we can't take that many more blows. I'm pretty proud of the way we came through last year, but I mean, at some point, we got to be able to start putting money away again instead of just paying to get ourselves out of the hole that's already been created.
You're getting overwhelming support from the audience. Nate writes, he's usually wrong 90% of the time, but he's starting to move towards being wrong 100% of the time. He's an overachiever. Your thoughts on that comment?
Well, I mean, let's be real honest with each other. If you said something, or if you said things that everybody agreed with, no one would listen. People have to listen to you so they get excited.
Yeah.
And we have an opinion on it. We talk about it in the comments, and we talk about our different backgrounds and our different perspectives. So that's something that's needed. And we find humor in it, so we're going to pay attention. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that make me grit my teeth and make me want to punch you in the nose.
Oh, yeah, I know
That's just the truth.
I know it. And I think the only person who's on my side on this is Kenny. So we are, Kenny and I think that's the only person I can see who agrees with me.
Well, let's go out there and find a small business owner that would agree with you.
Okay, very good. All right, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. There you go, Rick. Rick said, fuck that, man. Bullshit. I don't want this $15 minimum wage. Rick's all about keeping people poor. Rick's all about keeping you down. Oh, I take it back. Kenny does not agree with me. What the fuck, Eric? No, I am not. I am not. So that makes it official. No one agrees with me. 0 people agree with me. So I better just back off of that shit or I'm dead. So I say, hell no to the minimum wage. Joey says, if someone can't take the time and effort to get an education or learn trade skills, then that's on them. Oh, listen to that. Someone who doesn't make that effort shouldn't be making the same as someone that does make the effort. All right, there you go. You all did really good. Well done. And then the question, did Rick ever get his trailer back? Nope, he did not. He did not get the trailer back. And then I have a suggestion also that says, Eric, you have earned your name. This is the first time this has happened. Asshole of the day. Unbelievable. Yeah, nobody wants Dirk on there anymore. They want me on there. Fucking, so this is bullshit. Fuck. Eric. Zane. Son of a bitch. Assholes. There you go. You happy? You dicks happy? Audible mention for the AOD. Again, no one agrees with me. Unbelievable. I can't be asshole of the week for that. Are you kidding me? Are you saying I'm worse than Cuomo? Come on. Bunch of jackasses. All right. Let me wrap up with this. Death row inmates in South Carolina. This is weird. They have 37 people on death row there. It says the state has been unable to buy drugs to carry out executions by lethal injection. So many questions. Why? Why has a state been unable to buy drugs needed to carry out lethal injections? I don't think this story goes into why. So in South Carolina, Democratic Senator Dick Harpootlian, Armenian, introduced an amendment that would allow inmates to choose how they die. If this passes, well, it says senators approved the bill 32-11 on Tuesday. The bill will go through a routine vote before it can be passed in the Senate and move to the Republican majority House of Representatives for consideration. What a grisly thing to debate here, and I haven't yet given you the big portion of this story, but in a statement to CBS News, the spokesperson for Governor Henry McMaster said he would proudly sign this legislation into law. The bill was introduced by Republican lawmakers was first written to require the electric chair as the only option if lethal injection was unavailable. But the Armenian guy introduced an amendment to give them a choice. So if this goes the way the Armenian here wants it to work out, the inmates who are on death row who've done terrible things will be able to, they like bring in a form. All right, you get to choose how you die. And they can choose either electric chair or firing squad. And I guess I cannot even begin to wrap my mind around that decision that you would, I mean, in my mind, if you're a death row inmate and they slide it to you, it's like a joke, right? You want me to pick either the electric chair or firing range. Well, I don't know. Can you give me piles of research about which one hurts the least? I can't even begin to fathom what that would be like. Yeah, let me just, all right, I'll take the firing squad. Yeah, I'll take my last meal, steak and eggs, and sign me up for the firing squad. I'm going to do the firing squad. What do you guys think? Yeah, do they have like a discussion on death row? They like talk between the bars. What are you thinking about doing? Yeah, man, I like that new option of firing squad. That is where we got a lot of new rights here. We're able to get the firing squad. I'll take that. Now, I'm going electrocution, man. I'm going like frickin' the Green Mile, just like that scene there where they didn't get the sponge wet, you know? Holy cow. I have never once considered about the effects of putting someone to death on the prison employees, okay? Like the guy who is in there and pulls the switch and sees that's traumatic. I can't, that is a rough line of work. My God, to have to be the guy who kills someone or be the guys who pull the trigger, you know? And what if they all pull the trigger? And I mean, I don't know, do they aim for head? Do they aim for the heart? What do you do? And then that's traumatic too. You got to shoot somebody. Oh my God. What a screwed up thing. I don't even like to think about it. Very, very strange. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. It is now done. Can't believe you guys wanted a $15 minimum wage. What a bunch of assholes. That's bad for business. That's what I say. Yeah, keep it at 10, man. Jesse says multiple people push the button in the electric chair setting, and only one of them is a real button. The rest are fake. Oh, I guess that would do it, wouldn't it? And then Adam says, in the firing squad, not all have real bullets, so they don't have to know who killed the inmate. Well, yeah, problem solved. And they aim at center of mass. And then again, these are bad people, so I guess nobody really cares what happens to them. Now remember, say no to $15 an hour. Anybody who says that is a fucking dummy. Okay, folks, have a great one. I'll talk to you on the Patreon. Till next time. Bye-bye.